Okay, everyone. So we have looked at adding fractions. So now we're going to take a look at subtracting fractions. And a lot of the things that we understand about adding fractions, we're going to use the same information for subtracting fractions. So this is going to be a quick video to show you what you can do. All right. So let's start. So let's look at the first example. The first example that we have here is 7/8 take away 4/8, or as we say, 7/8 minus 4/8. So let me write this here, 7/8 minus 4/8. So the first thing we're to look at is the denominator. And we realize that the denominators of these two fractions are the same. So we can just quickly go ahead and subtract the numerators. 7 take away 4 is going to give us 3/8. So 7/8 minus 4/8 is equal to 3/8. That is pretty easy. There is no problem there. All right, so try this one for yourself. Pause the video and work this one out. And once you're finished, then you come back to check that you have done it correct. Okay, now that you've done that, let us look. First thing we look at, we see the denominators are the same. So we can just subtract the numerators. 9/10 minus 6/10. 9 minus 6 is going to give us 3, and the answer for that will be 3/10. Well done, very good. All right, let's take a look at this one now. 7/8 take away 1/4 or a quarter. The first thing that we're going to notice is that the denominators are not the same. Let me write this here. So we have 7/8 take away a quarter. We realize that the denominators are not the same. And for us to do an operation such as subtraction in the same way we did addition, we want to find an equivalent fraction so that both of them have the denominators that are the same. So we can change a quarter into an equivalent fraction with a denominator of 8. And then we can do this by multiplying this by 2, the 4 by 2, and the 1 by 2. And the new equivalent fraction we'll get is 1 times 2 is 2, and 4 times 2 is 8. So we now have a new fraction that is equivalent to 1/4, and that is 2/8. So now we rewrite the problem, 7/8 minus 2/8, and we know that 7/8 minus 2/8 is going to give us 5/8. The same principle, the same idea that we had in addition, we're now just going to use it for subtraction. All right, so here's one, 5/6 minus 1/6. Try this one for yourself. Pause the video, and when you come back, see if you got it right. All right, now that you've done that, let us work it out together. So we have 5/6 minus 1/3. And we notice that the denominators are not the same. So we have to make them be the same by changing 1/3 into an equivalent fraction that has a denominator of 6. And we can do that by multiplying the 3 by 2 and multiplying the numerator, which is 1 by 2. And that is going to give us 1 times 2 is 2, 3 times 2 is 6. So then we just rewrite the problem with the new equivalent fraction. 5/6 take away 2/6. 5/6 take away 2/6 is equal to 3/6. Now we know we can't leave 3/6 this way because we can further reduce it or simplify it. And we can do that by dividing this by 3 and dividing this by 3. And when we divide 3 divided by 3, we're going to get 1. 6 divided by 3, we're going to get 2. So the answer is 1/2. All right. So let us look at another question. Let us look at a question like this. This one is a little bit tricky. 7 minus 3/8. 7 minus 3/8. So this is an example where we're taking a fraction away from a whole number. Now what can we do? Because this one does not have a denominator that we are comparing. But what we can do, we can think about 7 as being a 6 and a 1, can't we? We can think about a 7 being a 6 and a 1. And we also know another way of writing 1 would be to write 1 as We'll check this denominator. We can also write 1 as 8 over 8, can't we? So if we know this, let me erase it so that we can, just for you to understand, a 7 can be a 6 and a 1, and we can write 1 as 8 over 8. All right, let me erase that. I was just explaining that to you. So let us go back to the problem. So now we have 7 minus 3. What we can say is we can take out the 6 here and leave that to the side. And then we can say 8 eighths, 6 and 8 eighths. So 7 now becomes 6 and 8 eighths minus 3 eighths. Now that becomes easy. 6 and 8 eighths minus 3 eighths is going to be 6 and 5 eighths. Because the denominators are the same, so we're just subtracting the numerators. So the answer would be 6 and 5 eighths. All right? Let us take a look at another one. Let us take a look at this one. This is 4 and 4 minus 2 fifths. I want you to pause the video and try for yourself, and then come back and see if you got it right. Okay, so when we look at this, we have a whole number and we're taking away a fraction. So we're going to convert this whole number of 4 into a mixed number. So we know we're going to call this 3, and when we look at this denominator is 5, we're going to say 3 and 5 fifths. Because we have the 3, 5 fifths is 1, so 3 and 5 fifths is actually exactly the same thing in value as 4. So we change 4 into 3 and 5 fifths. And then we just we're subtracting 2 fifths. 3, and we don't have a whole number here, we put back the 3, 5 fifths minus 2 fifths is going to give us 3 fifths. So 3 and 3 fifths would be your answer. Okay? If you are not understanding, please go back and look at them. But that's basically what we have to learn for subtracting fractions.